there everybody, Sandy here and welcome to my kitchen for another recipe from my recipe box. This time it's going to be an oldie but goodie and something that seems fairly simple but has a lot of nuance to it. Hot artichoke dip. Probably everybody has their version of an artichoke dip that they do. Some people put spinach in artichoke, and there's I'm sure a lot of different versions of it out there, but this is mine, and I'll take you through it. Really simple. I'll give you some quick tips, and we'll get it in the oven. So we just start out with a can of canned artichokes. These happen to be Trader Joe's whole artichoke hearts. You could use quartered. Do not use the artichokes that come in a glass jar in oil. Make sure they're in water. And what you just want to do is simply, cut them up into small dice. So when you're doing that, these artichokes from a can, they're really good, but they sometimes have some outer leaves that might be hard. So when you're cutting them up, just feel them, make sure that everything's chewable, and get them into small dice. You don't want large pieces, so that when you have the dip, you have this big piece of artichoke to deal with. But pretty simple. The other tip with these artichokes is when you get them in water, make sure you squeeze the artichoke, the piece of artichoke, and get all the water out of it before you cut it up. If you don't squeeze it and get the water out, I just dump them out onto a paper towel and then squeeze them in the sink, and then let them rest on the paper towel for a while to drain out. If you don't do that, your dip's going to come out really, really watery. So that's an important thing to know when you're making this recipe. So in the bowl, I've got all of the artichokes out of the can. They're all cut up in advance. Very simple. Here's what they look like. The next thing that we're going to add is a can of diced green chilies. These are Trader Joe's. They happen to be fire roasted. You can, a lot of Mexican food manufacturers make them. Goya. They usually come in a small can, and they're pre-diced. Don't buy the ones that you have to cut up. These are nice. You can see they're really wet, and they go well into the dip. So you can find them in the Mexican section. You can find them in Trader Joe's. I don't know. Everything I happen to be using today seems to be from Trader Joe's. But very simply, just mix those two things together. And then we're going to add a cup of grated Parmesan cheese. Any kind of cheese you like for your Italian food is fine, as long as it's finely grated like this. It could be Romano, it could be a combo of cheeses, whatever you like, but Italian cheese that you would use on your macaroni, on your pasta, is what I would use, and it's 1 cup. So we'll get that in there. And the last thing that we have for the dip is mayonnaise. So 1 cup of mayonnaise. I just use good old Hellmann's. I use the light. You could use full fat mayo, anything that you like, but a cup of mayo it is, and just scrape it on into the bowl. I think a full fat mayo probably gives the dip a little bit more depth of flavor, but I don't know. I'll scrimp calories wherever I can, so light mayo works for me. And get it out. Use a spatula. Make sure you get it all out of there. Make sure you measure, because if you put too much mayonnaise, your dip is going to be too loose. So just don't pop it out of your mayonnaise jar with a spoon, because that's not going to work. Make sure you measure everything. So with that, okay, everything in the bowl, simply mix it up. Mix it really good. Right here I have a Pyrex dish. That happens to be a 9-inch Pyrex. You could do it with an 8-inch Pyrex. You could do it with any kind of baking dish that you have. The more surface area you have on this dip, the more brown crusty bits you're going to get on the top. and that's going to give the dip some really good flavor as well. So I like to use 9-inch, just so I get more surface area. So the amount of, the depth of the dip is going to be different depending on the, of course, depending on the pan or the baking vessel that you choose to use. So anyway, so we mix it all up. Takes no time at all, and it's a really nice consistency. As you can see, I'm playing with camera angles in my kitchen. My kitchen is not really conducive to this videoing, so I'm gonna have to find what the sweet spot is. This is only video number 2. So we tried the island last time. Now we're just trying the main area. So I don't know. We'll see. Okay, so just simply turn it out into your Pyrex. Real simple. Scrape it in. Get a nice spatula. Scrape it all out. Get it all in there. You know me, I have to get every little last bit out of the bowl. Okay. And then just simply spread it around. And then what we're going to do is we're going to pop it in the oven at 350 degrees for 30 minutes. And it should come out nice and golden brown on the top. It should be bubbling a little bit. When you serve this, when you take it out of the oven, make sure you let it sit for a little bit, because if you serve it right out of the oven, it's going to be way too hot for people to actually eat. I like to put out the plain Cars table water crackers, the original kind, not with anything on them like sesame seeds or pepper or anything like that, just the plain Cars cracker. You of course can serve the dip with any cracker that you like. I'll attach a link to the recipe card along with the video. This is what it looks like when it goes into the oven, and I'll also attach a shot of what it looks like when it comes out of the oven for you. So thanks for joining me today from my recipe box. Please go ahead and make this artichoke dip, and I hope it comes out great from my box to yours. Have a good time making it and enjoy. Thanks a lot for watching.